Hello and welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Ultimate Masters Edition World Championship Tournament 2006. It never gets any shorter, just like my... Anyhow, I'm Jimmy, and yeah, we're just gonna continue off from where we were last time, but actually what I'm gonna do first, let's go on my mobile and check I'm actually broadcasting the gameplay. Because I'm an idiot and managed to broadcast basically nothing yesterday, which is still not getting over that. Let's see, am I even alive? How do I go on my channel, click on that, image it, click. Okay, it looks like I'm live. So let's continue on. I've also enabled low latency mode, so we'll see if the laptop can handle that. It's already crashed once today, so yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen again. I've made some additions basically to the deck since last time, although it was after the stream that I made it, so I can't exactly remember what I did. I think most of it was taking out some of these spell cards. I think there was 2 or 3 Caller Mummies, and I've reduced it to 1. I've added an additional card of Safe Return. I think I took out a creature swap as well, and then I've put some more back row in. Well, I mean, spells and traps are back row, but I've put more trap cards in. I don't know if I've just did a monster lineup any. I could do with some more if I'm being honest, but like to get like Vampire Lords. I need to actually double check what pack I can get them in. So yeah, that's what we're working with. I think Bottomless is in the new edition. So I'll just go back to the free duel, and you'll notice from last time I've actually gone ahead and unlocked all the level 2 opponents. I did originally plan on just streaming every duel, but I didn't want to. I think Skull Servant changed my mind, seeing how that played out, and every subsequent duel that I played against Skull Servant, it was a win via deck out, which I didn't think made for entertaining gameplay. And seeing how I struggle to provide entertaining gameplay and commentary in the first place, I thought we'll just we'll do these off stream, I think. So just for clarity's sake, the first opponent, Batteryman C, is unlocked when you beat every level 1 opponent once. Ojami Yellow and Goblin King are unlocked when you beat every opponent in level 1 3 times. And Deathflog and Water Dragon are unlocked when you beat every level 1 opponent 5 times. You'd assume the difficulty kitty. One day, even if I just open the stream and close it immediately, I'll have a stream where I don't trip over my own words. Excuse me. You'd assume that the difficulty gets a bit higher. It kind of does, it kind of doesn't. Sometimes they're a bit more easy to manage, other times they're not, and then sometimes in, like, from what I can remember, I've had trouble with Water Dragon in the past, and like there's some instances where level 2 opponents can give you a bit more trouble than the level 4s and 5s, just because of how the deck is laid out. But we'll go ahead and start by challenging Batteryman here. You can hear Flanmates entering. Hopefully they're not too loud. Okay, so Batteryman is built around machine type monsters, with the occasional Batteryman card built in for whatever reason. It's like a weird hybrid because Batteryman cards are usually Thunder type or Rock type from what I recall. Yeah, so Batteryman AAA is quite dangerous because it gets 1000 attack for every monster with the same name on the field, and this card could be, well, this deck uses Inferno Reckless Summon, so it'll pop 3 cards out with 3k attack and just destroy you in one turn if you're unlucky. So what I'm gonna do is set Sekiretsu. I'll activate Call the Mummy. I don't really need to, but might as well. And then I'm just going to try and beat over this, and hopefully not get okay. And let's see. No, that's okay for a first turn, I feel. Mechanical Chaser. Let's see. If I recall correctly, Mechanical Chaser was one of the best cards in the game at one point due to its attack. On account of, I think there was like no 1900 beaters when it was best card. But it was fairly rare. I think you can only get it from like tournament packs from what I recall. And unfortunately that gives you an idea about how long I've been playing this and how long it's been since I've played. When Mechanical Chase and Vampire Lord were at the top of the rankings. Oh dear. Do I want to... I'm not going to brain control this. The one thing I'm slightly concerned about is that that could be a limiter remover. Nothing so far. I'm going to get rid of the monsters. Like, usually there's like certain situations where I'll go for Spell and Traps with Vampire Lord's effect, but for the most part, if I've got Vampire Lord in a field, I want the AI to get rid of many problematic monsters that can beat over it, so I don't get the resurrection. I will now go with Double Costin. I'm trying to think if there's anything that's over 1700 defense for my machine type deck. I'm not sure there is, but Jivoid will do the job of keeping me at bay. I used to run one of these in my tournament burn deck because I was too poor to get Marshmallow. Also, I don't think I had heard of Marshmallow at that point. But yeah, I was lucky enough to get a Jivoid and a booster pack. So that's what I ran. And it did the job. Got me out of a couple sticky situations. I'm trying to think if I want a creature swap or not, or even normal summon Despair from the Dark, but I might as well, because then I've got the resurrection ability with premature burial. Burial Granville. No one's gonna get that reference. I'm expecting this to be under 2k defense, but like I kind of want the bleed effect. I'm not sure if I should probably pay attention to the next win and see if there's a bonus for getting the bleed effect off so many times. Because there's one of the bonus for the DP points is stuff like all damage done by battle damage and how many monsters you destroy, so I'm not sure if there's one for destroying cards with effects, maybe. In a surgery could be problematic. It's not at the moment, so let's see. We'll keep on going. Drillvoid. Quite a problematic card to deal with if you're not already established, because it just destroys anything in defense mode. And I think I also ran that as a tech choice as well, just to get over things. It was a very weird deck. I knew like everyone was... it was like the under 16 brackets when I was competing, so it's not like the most fully functional of players. I mean, some of them did have competent decks and everything, but it's hardly like the peak of tournament gameplay that you'd see for anyone over 16. And this looks like it might be an easy W. I've got to say I'm quite concerned that I'm doing quite so well, on account of usually I'm getting my ass handed to me. And I was in the chat, hello, Io. You boys. That's there's no trap card bonus there, but nothing for the bleed effect. Okay, we'll now go on to Ojama Yellow. Every time I look at that card, bloody hell. And I'm not too sure about the name. It's the same in Japanese, but I think it's reference to a slur for a certain type of individual, which I'll not go into. But that's I don't know if it's just like me speculating, but like from what I've heard from actual Japanese people, I wouldn't want to call anyone an Ojama. Oh no, I've been locked down. Oh, so yeah, Ojamas have a tendency to lock things down. I do have a way out in the form of... I don't have a dark hole, but I can set a compulse. Actually, can I use... I can use creature swap as well, which is fortunate. Yeah, I have a token back. I'm gonna keep that Cat of Ill Omens set for now until I've got a... Wait, is that search or recover traps? One for me a deck. Necro value is also on the field. You can add the selected trap card to your hand instead. I don't know if it's a trap card I'd actually want to draw at this point, so we'll just end from there. Mystic Tomato. Common sight seen in Exodia decks. This is not such a deck. Don't know if this gets the float or not, because it's not from... I think it has to be from battle for Tomato to get its float. That will do me quite nicely. What I'll do here is... I can't be over that with the cat. I'm going to... Stupid as it may be, because I'm going to heavy storm this away. Like, I probably should save it, but I just can't be arsed dealing with only having the one zone. I will summon a turtle, flip the cat, and that is a sentence that you can only really use in Yu-Gi-Oh! If you use that sentence in real life, you're probably gonna get arrested. Let's see, love me some Yu-Gi-Oh! Some friends are trying to convince me to start playing collective for locals, but oh yeah, it's expensive. You don't know the half of it. It's like, to be fair, like if you can get good and get lucky as well, because luck is quite a big part of the game, and like learning the meta, you can win depending on the locals and stuff. Like from when I was playing, I usually ended up winning a lot more than I spent on cards, which was quite good. Like quite a lot of the cards in my like card binder, like for all the collection, are stuff that I've won from like prize pools and stuff. Oh, that's another card I used to use, Bulgarian. I don't think I'll brain control that. Yeah, so it's one of those things where it can be profitable and it can be worthwhile, but it's difficult to get to that point, really. Just keep that turtle in my hand for now. And again, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just similar to Pokemon cards and similar to retro games. It's a lot cheaper to do if you're in Japan. Let me tell you that much. Like, I managed to get a sealed box of Pokemon Crystal, the Game Boy Color, for around 40 quid while I was over there. The same thing over here was like 200 to 400 quid, which was like scalped and probably opened as well. So it's like, and then the N64 I ended up getting, I think I paid like a tenner for that when I was abroad. I didn't even like get it myself. I got my friend to get it, and then I gave him the money back. Oh, Stealth Bird, a classic one that I used, but it's very annoying to face in this deck. Yeah, I paid him like I said, he's 15 quid or the equivalent in the currency. If you find a Nintendo 64 when you're in Book-Off or Roman U, wherever you're going shopping, just pick one up for us. He's like, I'll see what I can do. And he came through and got me a 64 for like 12 quid. So I've got, well, it's not here with me, but I've got access to Japanese N64, so I can do the like Pokemon Stadium playthroughs if I so desired. Solar Flare Dragon. This is basically kind of like the deck that I used to run, much to the annoyance of everyone I played. But it's this one seems to brick a lot more. Like, I think mine had a bit more flow from what I remember. Solar Flare's a bit of a problem card if you can get 2 fire types out on the field, as it does 500 burn at the end phase. And if you've got another fire type on the field, you can't target it for attack. Let's see. What I would normally do is go for the Boganian, but I don't want to. Like, I know that's a Stealth Bird, but if he draws another Solar Flare, which the AI has a habit of top decking, even though it's not been shown on this playthrough so much yet, yeah, I'm going to have a lot of difficulty removing it. Like, yeah, the hookups. I swear I could probably just make a living like just shipping stuff back to the UK and selling it at inflated prices. Fresh from the Nihon. I actually, like, that was one of the last things I did before I came back home. I stocked up on landing the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So I think I've got, it's not secret rare. I've got a super rare Celtic Guardian from the Legend of Blue Eyes pack. Which I was going to flog at some point after getting graded. But I'm just holding on to it for now. Just in case. Let's see. I can just... Yeah, that's gonna go nicely. I'm not too sure. Well, that's got to be stealth bird, doesn't it? Unless I've already destroyed it and I'm not been paying attention. Yep. Stealth bird is was one of my favourite cards to use. Got a decent defense. Every time you flip it up, your opponent loses 1k LP, and you can flip it back down, which makes it incredibly difficult to deal with under gravity bind and area limit. Can I swing for game? 3-2, 4-9. No. I'll keep the double costing just in case. Oh yeah, especially speaking of gravity bind. Yeah, so especially with people buying cards up recently, it doesn't help that there's actually one type of Let's Play I'm wanting to do in the far distant future, which requires a very rare set of Pokemon cards which interact with the game. And as soon as I was going to like try and buy some, that's when fucking Logan Paul started buying them up, and then everyone and their mothers didn't even do Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon was like, oh, buy cards. So everyone started jacking the prices up. Excuse me, ooh, just had dinner. So I ended up, I was like, I'm gonna hold off for now, see if they go back down. It's not like anyone knows about these sets of cards either. But, yeah, I wasn't paying what these people were asking for it. They're rare and all, but I was like, no. And it didn't help that I had to buy it through, most of them through either when I was, let's see, some of it was through Amazon while I was abroad, and then when I tried to get them here, it was via proxy selling sites, which isn't ideal. I mean, it'll get the job done, but it's just... So, yeah, I'm in a fairly okay position, but again, not the best. This is one of those situations where I would really like a Magician of Faith to get my Heavy Storm back. We'll just keep poking with the soul-absorbing Boon Tower. That's what I call my... No, it's not. I don't even know how that would work. Ebon Magician Kulan. It's a 2-star, but it didn't attack, and that's because of ground collapse, I think. No? We just didn't want to attack for some reason. I'm quite surprised. I thought that was an effect of, or I'm thinking of like the Vengeful Bog Spirit or something, which is cards can't attack the turn they're summoned. I am going to... let's reload. See if I can't get the Magician of Faith. No dice, but I will go ahead and activate card save a turn. Nothing. Let's get special summon from the graveyard. But each monster on your opponent's side of the field. So what I was thinking is if it was burned for every card on my side of the field, I would have snatched stealed and I would have got a net loss. But that's not the case. It's I think Pikelu that has the ability where it's you gain LP for every card on your field, and then Kulan is the direct opposite. And I need to get rid of it fast because that's just going me for far too much. Why can't I set you? Oh, it's because of ground collapse. Oh, I'm in a fucking pickle here then. That might be an L. I should have... Okay, so yeah. I can't control more than 5 cards. Oh dear. Like, if I knew it was that and not the attack manipulation one, I would have probably... Oh, I probably would not have said that. Okay, I'm just doing the math. That'll do 800. Then the next turn that will burn for 9, so that's loss of 17, so that gives me 1,300 to work with. It lost, so... and what I could do here is reduce the amount of cards on my field by tribute summoning, which will allow me a set, and it might buy me some time, but like, so the burns can get activated either way, and it also reduces the burn I take on account of there being less monsters on the field. But I need something, and that wasn't it. We'll return that one. We'll attack and see if we can't pop a back row somehow. Or trigger one. No. It's not looking good. Now I know what it feels like to be the people at my tournaments. In phase, okay. That can work nicely. Try and think if I can swing 2-4, 3-6, 4-6. Okay, yeah, I think that's, unless I get magic jammered. No, okay, and then snatch steal. Get that on my side. Maximize the damage. And I think that might be game. Just click the first one. Ayo. I am a fairly jammy get. Yeah, so it's basically Skull's Servant, but worse, in my opinion. Oh, don't know how I got out of that one. Okay, we'll move on to Goblin King. And I've completely forgotten how this game, or this deck works. I'm assuming it's Fiends, because Goblin King, I think it's got a similar effect as Skull's Servant, where its power output depends on the amount of a certain type of monster card on the field, which is Fiends in this case, or is it Fiends in the graveyard? Excuse me. Should not have had McDonald's before doing this. Speaking of McDonald's, I was quite worried about getting it because I ordered through Uber Eats, and the delivery got it's like, oh, your order's on your way, and the driver starts messaging me. He's like, or it was a picture of a lass that came up. He's like, on my way, just leaving now. And like, this is it, like not all like one message, it's like continuous messages, like one sentences at a time, and I'm like, which I'm not a fan of in the first place. So just leaving now, 2 minutes. Please go down. Please wait outside. Please respond. He was coming off as like, have I just broken up with his lass? And it's just like, I've left them on K, or left them on red. But I was like, I've used the auto-generated response. I was like, I'm outside. Okay, I'm just stuck in traffic. Be an extra 2 minutes. Heading up now. Just come around the corner. I was like, Jesus Christ, I don't need this update. So I can like see the car on the app. And then the car pulled around the corner. I was like, if that's the last driving that car, she's got a very full beard. So it wasn't even the person, or the person was using like a false picture for some reason. And I was like, McDonald's? I was like, yeah. And I was like, gonna read the name off. Couldn't read the name, and I was like, I thought you were a lady. Nah, mate. I was like, fair enough. I'm gonna evaluate, look at Goblin King in a second. So I got catfished by Uber Eats. Let's see. No, I have to press start when it's in the graveyard for some reason. Well, there's another fiend on your side of the field. This card cannot be attacked. Its attack and defense becomes the number of fiend type monsters on the field, excluding this card by 1000. So yeah, it's a similar situation to Skull Servant where it can get up to like stupid high numbers like 4k, and then like, especially if you've got 3 of them on the field, powering each other up. Big Gaddy with a feud. Let's see. I think we'll just end turn there. Ooh. But I suppose that's Preston. Securetsu. I don't want to deal with the... I think Slate Warrior has an effect where any card that destroys it loses at 500 attack or something. So I just don't want to deal with that. And this is going, again, it's going a bit more swimmingly than I would have expected. Unlike yesterday's stream. God damn. At least I've got the mic the right way. And it seems to be holding up well on low latency mode. Well, it's not like super low, but it's medium latency basically. Moving on to Death Frog. Frog warning deck. Frog. Yes. So I'm like, this is basically a water beatdown deck from what I can remember, or I'm maybe getting it confused with Water Dragon. But yeah, like you never, like, if you're playing around this time, you wouldn't necessarily. The one time you can shoot in. Oh no, Tribe Infecting Virus is bad. If you were playing around the time I was, if you learned your opponent was playing a frog deck, you wouldn't be too concerned. But like later on in the years, it got exponentially better. I mean, they've got stuff like Treeborn Frog for like a tribute engine, which was quite good for monarchs and stuff, but it's not too much of a problem in this, I feel, even though like the engine exists. And the reason I always pick Vampire Lord in these situations is because even if it gets destroyed by an effect, you know it's coming back. Good old Tribe Infecting Virus. Discards 1 card from your hand to destroy a specific type on the field, which was deemed far too powerful for this era because of how slow it is, and rightfully so really. So it's banned in subsequent games, I think. I think it's limited to 1 in this one. And we'll just enter now. So he just like absolutely demolishes theme decks. I'm fine with that because it's just going to come back. Good old Vampire Lord. It's such a good card. If you're struggling with choosing a deck at the start, like this is a great reason just to pick Zombie Madness if you're like on the fence about using Fury of the Deep or something. Yes, I'm even though Totally Awesome came after my time, I am acutely familiar with Totally Awesome. Just because of that stupid fucking name. And it has a stupidly good effect, I think. Card art looks like Hypnotoad. I do occasionally still get Futurama clips recommended in my YouTube feed. From like Korean clip channels of all things. Where you can kind of grasp the context because they've cut up the episode to try and avoid copyright. It's good to watch them once every now and then. Let's see. I'm trying to think what that face down is and whether or not I can... YOLO, we'll go for it. Again, I don't think there's anything with like 2k defense in this deck. It's mainly just TADP. Ah yes, TADPOLE. What does it stand for? Your guess is as good as mine. Unless it... I don't know if it stands for something. I'm not familiar with the Japanese version, if it's also split up like that and it stands for something. Could just be a localization thing. So, yeah, this is the problem deck I was worried about. Water Dragon. It's got stuff like Legendary Ocean and Gigagagigo. Yes, got it in one. So, Gigagagigo is a 5-star monster with 2,450 attack, but under Legendary Ocean you don't require a tribute for it. Which means you're getting curb stomped, whether you like it or not. Reconnected. Okay. Bakayo. I don't know what to summon this time on account of... list of stuff here. I've got a phone notification now as well. I don't know if that's saying I disconnected. And I've got Discord popping off as well. Jesus Christ. Microsoft updating. Oh, we're all good. Okay. Ugh. Okay, so I missed what happened there, but I'm assuming Abyss Soldier used its effect to bounce back my Vampire Lord. It's just... that's another card which gives me problem. At least I got rid of the Bottomless. I might just try and run into this and get it out of the way, basically. Because if I do put down Soul Reaper, like, sure, it's gonna eat the attack, but it's just gonna get bounced back, and then it'll start bouncing it back every other turn. So, better just send it to the graveyard, get it out of the way. It allows me to draw 2 new cards from my deck. What do I want to do? I was debating reviving Pyramid Turtle and using it to summon the Vampire Lord, but the Dust Tornado would have nixed that anyway. I'm now debating whether I flip it and... yeah. So I'll flip that, and then we'll try and trigger its effect. As expected. That's gonna get run over next turn anyway, so I'll just summon the Vampire Lord. Good old faithful. But yeah, looking in a fairly comfortable position. Just gonna get rid of monsters. They've gone through a couple Hydrogeddons now. So unless they use something like Salvage, they're not going to be able to summon Water Dragon. So that requires 2... again, that's fine. It requires 2 Hydrogeddon and 1 Oxygeddon. Basic chemistry. Woohoo. I'm back! Yeah, I'll set and see if I can beat an attack. Why not? I don't think they've got any problematic face down as well. Not technically problematic, but you know. It depends on what spell cards they've got, and I'm happy with them taking the MST. I'm in a decent enough position. There's said Oxygeddon. And I do think that I have an actual water dragon in my collection, but I don't know if I actually have... I've definitely got H2O bonding, but I don't know if I've got the right amount of Hydrogiddons or Oxygiddons, which is bizarre because they're all commons and water dragon lava is super rare. Do I summon... Don't know if that was my door knocking or someone moving in the corridor. Time will tell. Drop that. Ooh, happy to get rid of that. It's not the only one in the deck, but it's good to get rid of one. Unless they have like Call of the Haunted and summon it back now. I'm fine with that. Except what I could do, because they've not used MST for some reason. Magic Cylinder that. And I think that's game. This has gone far too smoothly for my liking. Like, even the stream's done okay despite disconnecting at some point. Like, I think also there's been a few connection issues with everyone's Wi-Fi in the flat, but it's been getting sorted and it's apparently not affected my room. Apparently it's just Civ that's causing my Xbox to crash. Yeah, so that went far too smoothly. The next up is Red Eyes Darkness Dragon. We're going to hold off on that for now. We'll do that next time. And I'll also fill these out to 5 as well. But what I'll do now is I'm going to head on over to Challenge. And I still don't have enough cards to do Theme or Limited or Survival. But what I will do is look in Duel Puzzles. And we've got quite a... Jesus, that's quite a lot actually. I've got a couple unlocked. I'm gonna... Like, I do have the guide alt-tabbed ready to go. Just in case. But I've not looked at it yet. Like, if I struggle like a couple of times, I'll use it. So this is a Dark World deck puzzle. Gold destroys 2 cards, but only when it's discarded. I guess there's no other way to get over those blue eyes than having gold discarded by an opponent's effect. So I need to run into it, like, I must have to run into a magical hat which discards something. Okay. Okay. All good? Okay, all good. Right, we get all these bad boys back on the field. Normal summon you. I'm guessing what I have to do is... yeah, that's a convenient amount of life points, so what I'm gonna do now is attack with Scar, which will trigger White Magical Hat. And now I destroy 2 blue eyes. And I don't know if I need to attack with one of these guys or if I have enough damage on board just to end it as is. Let's just check these guys' effects. See if there's any burn things. I think we just swing for game. I think that's enough, surely. I can't see any other solution on the board. Aye, we've Kushti. We are Kushtai. $200. What a rip. You do get more the further down in the challenges you go, and the more you unlock, basically. So, Nudolia destroys one card on the field when it's destroyed, I think. Generation Shift. And one card from your deck to their hand with the same name as the destroyed card. Okay, so does that mean I've got a Joker Knight, Arcana Knight Joker in my hand, fusion deck rather. I forget this guy's effect. Yeah. You can cancel the effect by discarding a card of the same type from your hand. Christ. Oh, he's struggling. I need to summon. Summon one Jack's Knight. I need to. Do this, I think. And then this seems okay. And now I do that. I have no idea if this is going the way it intended or not, but it's going. I have not done this right. I have not done this right. I needed to look at Sona Priest effect properly. Yeah, so if you ever have trouble with these, you can just surrender on the deck. You can do it in the main duels as well, but you have to wait like 10 turns or something. This card cannot be given as a tribute. It appears on the field. By discarding one spell card from your hand, you can special summon a level 4 monster from your deck. Okay, let's see. Unless the current special summon using this effect cannot attack, you can only affect it once per turn. Right, so that means reinforcement can only get King's Knight or Queen's Knight. I think I need to get King's Knight with this effect. I'm actually thinking here. Jesus. Get special summon. Okay, Jack's Knight doesn't have to be in my hand, which is good. I'm going to discard Monster Reincarnation to get Queen's Knight. Summon that in attack. Summon King's Knight, which will get me Jack's Knight. And I don't know if I don't need to chain that, do I? And then I activate Generation Shift so I can get another Summon Priest from the deck to activate the Fusion's monster's effect. I think we might have it. Then use Premature Burial to fetch back, obviously, something with the strongest attack, which in this case is Jack's Knight. Just gonna see how I activate this effect and whether I need to chain it or not. I think I get a prompt when I destroy New Doria. I hope I get a prompt. Yeah. Okay, maybe not. I think I had the right idea, but I just... Did I have to attack with Jack's Knight first? I feel like it was the right thing to do. Okay, back from the top. Discard that. To special summon Queen. And then reinforcement of the army. King's Knight. Summon. Get the Jax. No, we don't chain. Generation shift. Summon a priest. Yugo, as it's known. Yaha. Do. I've returned to voices, or just noises rather. While this card remains at face up on the field in face up position, you can cancel the effect of a spell, trap, and effect monsters by discarding card same type discard card, which is why I needed to get the summoner back. And I had exactly 1900 attack or LP to deplete last time. Do I have to preemptively attack that? Or is it something that does it target Joker? Okay. I guess it has to target. It doesn't put silly me. I guess it has to target Joker. It doesn't protect Jack's Knight or you. Eesh. Reading. Bloody hell. Well, that took a bit longer than normal. I think we'll do one more, and then what I'll do is I'll look into buying some packs, seeing if we can edit the deck maybe. Okay. Mirror Force. Blue Eyes. Ancient Feast. We've got a certain amount of Ultimate Offering LP to use. I believe we have to use Ancient Gear Castle first. Summon Ancient Gear Soldier, which will give me a counter. Activate Auto Offering. Now then. Hold on a second. The attack boost is inconsequential. I want the summon bonus, I feel. You tribute summon a monster. You can substitute this card for tributes. If the number of counters is equal to or greater than the number of required tributes. It's got 3,000. Ancient Gear disables back row when attacking. What does Beast do again? Does the same thing. And I also have another Ultimate Offering available. Okay, I think I have to sacrifice the Blue No, I don't want to use that. No. And then... yeah. And then that gives me... okay, ultimate off wing. Activate the effect. Tribute. And then I think I just run into Blue Eyes and then attack with everything else for game. I think. That would make sense. No back row. I think this also disables back row. I'm hoping. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, baby. Now let's go look at the picnic basket. I meant, let's go get some cards. Let's see. Yeah, so from the extra jewels that I did, we've got quite a lot of DP to spend. Got more DPs than a wake up can. Yeah, also defeating a certain amount of duelists in free mode and doing a certain amount of challenges also unlocks packs. I can't remember the unlock requirements at the top of my head. I feel the actual packs that you could get IRL are from just completing the free duel opponents, and then these, I don't know if they're from free duels or if they're from unlocked by doing the challenges. So let's have a look here. I don't know what to get. I don't know whether to continue. Well, I think what I'll do is I'll get like a couple of Labyrinth of Nightmares until I get about 80%, hopefully. And then we'll move on to a different pack. Stag Fairy, show Eventual Tribute. It's historic. Oh, it's hysteric. Okay, never mind. Dark Necrophilia, is that? Yaha. Things for the Doomed. Bazoo. I'm gonna need to get... I'll go two at a time. The original gacha. Ah, there's another card I used to run rather. Fire Princess. It's a great card, which it's very slow nowadays. It was kind of slow back in the day as well, but every time you recovered LP, your opponent loses 500 life points, which is great for the deck I was running because it was based on LP recovery, and in tandem with Solar Flare Dragon, it meant you protected your Solar Flare Dragon basically. That's not 80%. Jesus Christ. Okay. You've seen the recent Street Fighter 6 signs and memes for Ken. They went from wake up DP to they took the fucking kids with you. Oh god damn. I'll get. Come on, give me one new card. Nice. Dancing Fairy. Again, something which is okay to say in Yu-Gi-Oh, but you'd probably get told off for it if you said it IRL. Yeah, we'll get 5 lots here. Disappear. Is that Great Long Nose? It is. Nabo White Rabbit? I'm remembering. I forget if White was secret word though. This monster attacks your opponent's life points directly. I think this was used in the anime by Noah with again, an LP recovery deck with some sort of Oasis card or something. Yeah, Dragon Manipulator. More spirit monsters. Convulsion of Nature. Turns your deck upside down, so you always knows what's coming which is great for divination. Dark Ruler Hardess is good in Fiend decks. It's kind of like one of the best Fiends boss monsters for quite a while, actually. It says a lot. They've come a long way. Last turn. I think last turn's banned now. Due to, like, it basically forced the opponent into a situation where you're low on life points, you just activate this. You select a monster which prohibits the opponent from special summoning and then cheese them out of a victory. Back of the Dark Ruler. Tyrant Dragon, very nice. 2 Tyrant Dragons. Oh me, oh my. Get another 5. Opticlops. Sounds like someone insulting a policeman that's fallen over. Super Rubber Lady. Some sort of abacus. Another card which was my favourite. Bad reaction to Saimuchi. Instead of your opponent recovering life points, it's changed to inflict the same amount of damage. So this is fantastic in combination with Snatch Steal in this game, because you get control of the opponent's monster and they lose 1k LP every turn. It's just like, yeah. We'll go with 3 this time, I feel. It should do nicely. Super Rubber Man. And of course I am 1 card off getting the 80% I wanted. The reason I'm going for 80% was I think it counts towards your completion bonus, which I'll also have a look at after this. I used to think it was 90, but I've done a little bit of digging, watched another Let's Player, and they were doing it up to 80. Again, I'm getting quite lucky with these reinforcements of the army. So yeah, we're done with that pack for now anyway. I feel like there's some good zombie support in one of these, or maybe 2 of them. This is so much more satisfying to do on the GBA, but well, on ESP rather. Let's see, Taimitar, Axe Mummy. Axe Mummy, what did you? Oh, it's Giant Axe Mummy. What did your mummy say? What did your dad say? Yeah, Axe Mummy. Yomi Ship. That's not in the. Actually, it might be in the starter deck you get if you choose Fury from the Deep. It was in Tag Force, I know that. Dark Room of Nightmare is a good card for burn decks. Every time you inflict burn damage, the opponent receives an extra 300, which speeds things up, but it's still kind of slow. Now, here's a good card, which one I actually bought because it was that good and it helped me out quite a lot. Guardian Sphinx. It's a tribute monster, but every time you flip it up, returns all monsters on the opponent's side of the field to the hand, and you can flip it back down once per turn. And Dark Snake Syndrome, I've toyed around with this and can never get it to work quite. It's like, it's the definition of a double-edged sword. It's difficult to use, but it's worth looking into. This is great for. Is this zombie or is it insect? It's insect. Again, it's a good card if you can get like a lockdown going with Gravity Bind or something like that. This is a weird card because it's like, normally it's just like, this card can attack directly. Simple enough, but it's an old card, so the wording on it is, this card can attack your opponent's life points directly, even if there is a monster on your opponent's side of the field. Just have to be extra specific for the wieldings. Donzalug, hello. Oh no, it's Reversal Quiz. Questions 1 where it's face on and you get basically a monster reborn. The gimmicky monster reborn. Dark Cheroid, I have no idea what that is. People of Nightmare. Destroy this card. Okay, so this is basically Soul Reaper and Nightmare Horse, or Spirit Reaper and Nightmare Horse's effects put together, which is quite interesting. Could be an interesting tech choice maybe, but again, it's a bit difficult to pull off, especially with like it just gets targeted by anything and popped. SF6 in general, I'm optimistic, which is that's something I've not felt about a video game in a while. I feel usually it's just a case of like, oh, they're gonna cock this up now, and it's like, oh yeah, they've cocked this up, and like, oh, as expected. But I feel like this time around, it looks like they're putting in a lot more effort. Like, if even just comparing, like this time last year, SF5 came out in like 2016 or something. Like, looking back to then, like, you weren't getting the same amount of info dropped or leaked or news tidbits or like, here's a new mechanic sort of thing. It was kind of like felt rushed. You got the alpha/beta testing period, and then it kind of just dropped, and it felt like it was still in alpha or beta. So at the moment, I'm pleasantly optimistic about it coming out, and I think is it coming out in 2023? Like with what they've shown already, fantastic. Fujio Richie. Just to break away from the Street Fighter conversation for a bit, this is another cocked up translation, which is sporadic throughout Yu-Gi-Oh! Richie is supposed to be leech, as in like the creature like vampire soul sucking thing, and Fujio, I have not a clue. I think the original name of this card in Japanese was Nosferatu, as in like vampire, and then leech. But I guess they just didn't want to deal with like, oh no, bad references, scary, woo. Meanwhile, they've got a card which is literally the Japanese for time bomb. And they're like, oh yeah, ship it, it's good. But yeah, let's see. Looks like the level of polish that hasn't been there for a long while. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I feel like I'm more comfortable with it at this stage than I ever was with Street Fighter 5. And if it comes, like, if they need more time, just yeah, take it at this point. Like, yeah, 2023. Because I remember when 5 came out, it felt like Ultra could have gone for at least another year. And I wouldn't have minded, because Ultra was in a fantastic place when it left and we transitioned to 5. And like, it still holds up today, I feel. I might play it at some point, because I've brought it down with me, and I've not bought the arcade stick or anything. I'll just have to use my Xbox controller. But I also have to reinstall DLC and stuff. I think I've got the DLC installed for, well, like, on my Xbox account somewhere. So it might be worth having a look in. But yeah, like, if it takes a while to come out, I'm fine with it, so long as it comes out in a better state than 5 when it came out. I also like the fact that they've actually committed to putting in both modern and classic inputs, which I feel like is a lot better way to incorporate new fans, new people to FGC than just making the combos easier and like having, I think, I don't know if it changed over time, but it was like the lowest like frame link was like 3 frame link for Street Fighter 5 combos, where it was like 1 or 0 frame links when I keep hearing like commentary in the back of my head saying when people would do like solar plexus punch into down fierce with Ryu in 4, like, oh, that's a 0 frame link. I was like, how's that 0 frame link? It's like 1 frame, surely. But see, as much as you like SF5 as a game, generally I think it was jank as all hell. It's gotten to a point, like, I don't want to say like after but I feel like at least they're doing well to get it to where it is now than where it was at the start. Because at the start I think it was quite a lot of people just like enjoying it for being new, and it was like there was still like a couple gripes with 4 with like focus and invincible backdashes and stuff like that, and like so it was like it didn't have them in, so that's kind of why they liked it. But then like I don't know, they're both good games in their own right, like to each their own. Everyone's got their different taste and stuff, but just 4 had a bit more oomph, if that makes sense. So it'll be interesting to see where to go with limited remover. It'll be interesting to see where to go with 6. And like even with the what you would call it, the face reaction thing. That's one of those things where like no one asked for it. They didn't have to put it in, but they've been able to put it in just to make it like a little bit extra something. Like when people, I know for quite a while, like people have been like looking at Third Strike, and they had like custom intros for certain characters. Chain Energy, by the way, again, fantastic burn card. Great for burn decks. What was I talking about? Like custom intros for certain characters like Ryu and Ken with Fist Bump. I think in like, it wasn't Third Strike, but like one of the crossover games, like Zangief and Eagle, I want to say, would like spin in, and they would only like it would only happen when those 2 specific characters were going up against each other, and like stuff like that. It's like a very small thing, but it like I guess it takes a bit of effort to like put the animation in and stuff and set up everything. It's a small gesture at the end of the day, but it just gives it so much more character. Let's see. I think we've got room for one more pack opening, or credits rather, and then I'll do the deck editing in my own time, I think. But yeah, so fairly hype for 6. Senju is for fusions? What was it? Oh no, it's ritual. I meant Manju and Senju are good for like fusion or ritual support from whatever call. And you like still see them used nowadays, even though I think what's the archetype? No, it's incantations. I think of like ritual supports which do good jobs. Yeah, Gravekeeper Servant, that's a milling card. Like there's a couple of decks or like theme jewels, I want to say, which require victory by deck out or milling. So it's good to get them while I have them here. Then again, like I think I mentioned it previously, like for theme and limited jewels, which are like only use a certain type of monster type, only use a certain archetype, you can get around that by using no monsters basically. So stuff like Chain Energy is like amazingly useful for when it comes to that, because it means you don't have to put in as much effort to getting all these different cards. Let's see. Bloody hell, it's 8 o'clock. Wait, did I start at 7? I started at 7. Yeah, it's because I've been trying to get in for like doing stuff at 6, but it's a bit too early. And so I think what I'll do is try and keep 7 as my go-to time for streaming in the future on the weekend, or weekdays. Yes, weekdays rather. And then we'll play around with 1, 2, depending on Reconnected as soon as I started sucking on my bottle. Although it's still going on between orange and yellow. I don't know if it'll cut them up in the VOD or not, or if the VOD will work properly. Hopefully it does. Yeah, it's doing okay. Could be doing, oh no, now it's tanked. Now it's